Okay, I'm live. This is not the live stream that I'm supposed to be in. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. How can I get this? I'm not sure how to do this. I have no idea what I'm doing. I really don't. Let's see. How do I share this? What is this? What happens if I push this? Here we go. Let's try this. Okay. I'm in 2 live streams at once. The other live stream is dead. It's dead. It doesn't work. Hey, somebody's here. Okay, good. Hi. I'm having some serious difficulties right now. Let's see. Is anybody else in here? Did you get here from the link, or did you just find me when I said I was in a different live stream? Hey, Q! Okay, let's check this one out. All right. All right. Notification squad. Okay, so did you get here from the link that I put in the other live stream? Okay, all right, that's good to know. I hope the other link works, because I set up the event, and then it's this big, long, complicated procedure to start the live stream. But then if I just start one without preparing it in advance, then it's really easy. So I don't know. Yeah. Okay. All right, Danny. I will call you Danny. And so I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea how this works. I really need Dennis Truffin right now. Seriously, he could help me out with this. I don't know how it works. I will figure it out. Okay. I guess I'll go ahead and get started. I have a whole page so that I have notes to go through, because this has been quite the adventure. I'm gonna take that out. I don't need that on. Okay. Okay, so I'm sorry if it's loud. It's actually my computer, and it's nice and loud. So, oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah. I'm so sorry to hear that, Danny. That's terrible. She said my dad is end-stage diabetes. Yeah, my dad actually has diabetes too, but he has that under control right now. He doesn't take as good of care of himself as I think he should, but he does have it under control. So that's terrible. I'm just gonna kind of start through my notes and tell you what's going on, because probably you all know that both of my parents were in the hospital a couple weeks ago. And so that was just big, long story in and of itself. So my dad actually had kidney stones, and he's had those many, many times, actually been in the hospital for them. His doctor said at least 9 times, and has had other ones that he didn't go to the hospital for. But this one was probably one of the worst ones he's ever had. And he was in pain on Friday, Saturday, and went into the hospital on Saturday night. And my brother took him in the middle of the night, and my mom went with him. Sunday, he had surgery, and he was in the hospital until Tuesday. And then while my dad was in surgery on Sunday, my mom fell off the couch in his room, and she hit her head. And she may have had a seizure. We don't know if it was before or after, but she is prone to seizures. She's been epileptic pretty much her whole life. But she actually had brain surgery several years ago that fixed that. And one of the transplant places actually took her off their consideration list because she had brain surgery. So we're not really sure why, because it was quite a while ago. And that actually really, really helped with her seizures. So she had another seizure in the ER, and let's see, I'm looking at my notes. I want to make sure I said everything that I wanted to say. But it is very rare for her to have a seizure now. But my mom gets them with stress and with not getting enough rest and not eating properly. And that was a triple threat happening when my mom went to the hospital with my dad. She didn't really, she did have breakfast that morning, but still, just, when you're up all night and you didn't eat anything all night until breakfast, you're still not eating properly. So all of that kind of led into that. And she hit her head in the hospital. And it's kind of like, if you want to hit your head, the hospital's a place to hit it. But at the same time, like you don't, because then you're kind of stuck there. And especially when you have a seizure. And it was bad. So, I mean, like, we knew that my mom was fine, but the fact that she had the seizure in the hospital, like, that was bad, because they wanted to monitor her. They wanted to give her medication when we're not really sure, like, what she can. My brother and I are not really sure what she can and cannot have because of her liver and all of that stuff. So my dad was no help because he was, recovering from surgery. So it was just a mess. Okay, so my dad was doing okay on Monday, but then later that day he was in a lot of pain, so they kept him another night. And then he was still in pain on Tuesday, but they sent him home and then had a doctor's appointment on Wednesday, which I drove him to because he was in so much pain he couldn't drive. And then Thursday he had another surgery. This is still all to do with his kidney. They had like a stent in his kidney and all that, and it was just it was not good. And it was outpatient, but I still had to drive him to and from surgery. And then Friday, my crazy dad thought that he would go to work and tried to work, but I insisted that I would drive him because he would have driven himself. And oh, sorry, Danny, I'm reading your comment there. Yeah, that's, oh my goodness. I'm so sorry to hear that. And okay, so where was I? Okay. So I took my dad to work, and then that day, let's see, it's just kind of stuff I did that day. I didn't work myself. I tried to work at Churchill Downs. That's where he was working. That's where I didn't work. And then I went back and picked him up. And then Saturday, my dad has church duties. He does stuff in the church. So he was already off from working at Churchill. And then Sunday, I went to church, and then I spent a long time working on YouTube stuff. So my dad was doing okay. He was supposed to go to work on Sunday evening, but he didn't go. And my dad's been doing okay. He had another doctor's appointment that he went to, and ever since that appointment where they took the stent out of his kidney, he's been fine. Now he's like sick or has allergies or something, but he's really just fine. So my dad's doing good. He's good to go. So with my mom, let's see, I already talked about, she really is fine. So I know it sounds scary when I say she had a seizure, she hit her head. They did all of the tests with her head and all of that. So she's fine. We knew that she was fine like that day, but the next day we definitely knew she was fine. It's just the hard part was getting the hospital to give her food to eat, because it's very, very, very important that she eats regularly. And they didn't want to give her any food because they didn't want her to have another seizure and choke. And but we knew that she would be fine. But the hospital protocols. Let's see. She was also let go from the hospital on Tuesday. And on a normal day, my mom can't really be completely alone because she's weak and unbalanced and she can fall easily. And so now that she's had another seizure, I mean, she's kind of always on seizure watch because if her kidney is not functioning properly, which she does need a kidney transplant along with the liver, if her kidney's not functioning properly, that can actually induce seizures in someone who doesn't normally have them. So just kind of constantly on seizure watch. And all during this week, my brother was preparing to go to Colorado to help his friend move here to Louisville. And so I was kind of on my own for a couple days, and that was the hardest part. Like, I was the only one that could drive anybody anywhere because my brother wasn't here. So that was hard. But now he's back and his friend's here, and she's more or less part of the family. So even though she is a truck driver, so she's gone most of the time, but it's nice to have somebody else here. So it's nice to have lots of people to share those responsibilities. So, and then let's see, my mom is still waiting to be put on a transplant. I know, I don't know about you, but if I had seen my live stream, then I would probably be hoping that I was announcing that she was on the list, but she's still waiting. And we were waiting until today for one more doctor to sign off from UK, and it's actually the infectious disease doctor that was helping her with a lung infection that she had. It's a pretty typical infection that if you don't have a regular healthy immune system, that you kind of get in this area. And like, we're right by the Ohio River, and so it's just kind of something that's here, and anybody that has like chronic sickness like my mom is very susceptible to it. So she's been working on getting that cleared up. I took her to they did a CT, I guess, of her lungs a few weeks ago, and the doctor said that has gotten much, much, much better. So that's good. And then once that doctor signs off, which actually I think she signed off today, her case is going to be, okay, so I have new stuff that I wrote today because the other notes are from earlier. So the doctors today have all signed off, and then they will discuss her case on Monday. And her test today, this is like good news and bad news at the same time. Her test today showed that she is too well to go on the transplant list. But this is just considering her liver, and it's called a MELD score. So her liver score, it's like almost normal actually, which is great, but then it's also kind of like she's almost too good to go on the list. But she also needs a kidney because of the liver has kind of messed up her kidney too. So most likely she will be put on a list, but she's going to be like way down on the list. So it'll just be the waiting game after that. So that's kind of what's going on with both of my parents. And yeah, that I just kind of blew through that. I just kind of wanted to like get all that out there. So I'm reading your comments. Yeah. So yeah, it's tough, but I don't know. It's kind of like, it's more like day to day. It's just kind of normal life, but then I'm gonna get choked up because there are times where I see my mom and I just kind of feel like she's wasting away because, like I said, food is very important. It's like they've told her that she needs to eat like a football player. She needs to eat as much fat and as much protein as she possibly can. And like, they want her to gain like 50 pounds because she's lost so much weight. And so just seeing how skinny my mom has gotten, like her liver puts out fluid in the belly, and so she has to have that drained every once in a while, and so her belly's kind of like big sometimes, but like seeing her arms and her legs, and it's just like, I mean, she's just, well, maybe not that small, but just sometimes I just see her and it's like I just feel like she's wasting away. But most of the time it's just, we're just full of hope. So that's kind of where we are with that. So it's hard, but we still have a lot of hope. Sorry. So yeah, that's pretty much the update, I guess. I thought it would take me longer to get through all of that. I guess I don't really have much else to say about them that I can think of right now. How are you all doing? I hope you're all fine and well and doing well. So we're hoping that on Monday we will have heard that she'll be on the transplant list. It's just kind of like, where is she going to be? That's the big question. Hope is necessary. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Hey, Alicia. Have you found any free, frugal self-care that you enjoy doing? Hey, Money Mom is here. Okay, so you might have missed, my mom's not quite on a transplant list yet, but all the doctors have signed off and they are meeting about her case on Monday. So they will discuss her case and hopefully she'll be put on the list. But good news and bad news at the same time is she's kind of too well to like be getting a liver anytime soon. The doctors say she is well. Let me see her. Yeah. Thank you so much, Dawn, for all of your prayers and for anybody else that prays. Like, we are definitely a praying and faithful family, and so any prayers that you have to give, and if you don't pray, just well wishes are very, very much appreciated. And then as far as free and frugal self-care, I went to the zoo with my friend last week. I posted on Monday the trip to the zoo, so that was free, but it was really hot. I actually got a little overheated, like 2 days in a row I got overheated. So being outside. I think that was thunder. That's another thing, is it's like we've had rain, it feels like almost every day. We've had a lot of rain. They were talking about that on the news, the weatherman. Like, we've had a lot of rain, like more than 100 days of rain out of 175 since like January. We've had rain. So lots of rain. Anyway. But free and frugal, like, I don't know. I kind of feel like YouTube is my outlet, and I just kind of like put a lot into that. And I'm so busy like taking care of my parents and trying to find a job and doing YouTube that, I don't know, I don't really, I mean, I've been hanging out with my friend Jenny, and that's kind of been, I guess, my self-care, and she's actually kind of forced me into it. I mean, that's a good thing, because I probably wouldn't do anything fun if it weren't for her. So I'm very grateful to her for making me like spend time with her. Rains for a minute, stops for two. Are you in Florida? It rains a lot in Florida. Yeah, I love the frugal community too. It's great. Yeah, Jenny, I've been friends with Jenny since my freshman year of high school, for a very long time. Like, this tells how old I am, but I have announced it, how old I am. Like 1997? It's a really, really long time we've been friends. So she's, oh, Houston. You live where Money Mom lives. Don't you live in Houston? Or do you live in Dallas? You live in Texas, though. Dallas. Okay. Are they far apart, Houston and Dallas? Like, is one on one side and one on the other, or one's north and one's south? I don't know. I don't know much about Texas. I would love to live in Texas if it weren't so hot. I love watching, like house shows and stuff like that, and you can get a lot of house for low cost in Texas, which is nice. Houston, Dallas, 4 hours apart. That's not bad. 4 hours. Yeah. 65 grand. How long ago did you buy it? Was it a long time? Or, well, you moved from Minnesota? Michigan? One of the M states. I'm so sorry. I don't know when you moved there, though. When did you move to Texas? Purple Blue Flower. Been watching for so long. Keep up the great content and positive spirit. Thank you so much. Like, you do not have to give me any money at all, but that means a lot. And hopefully you're debt free. So don't give me any money unless you're debt free, please. I bought in 97, Minnesota. Okay. So I was right the first time. Yeah. I moved to Texas in 1988. But you bought your house in 97. That's when I started high school. 54. You're not that old. See, you're not old enough to be my mom. You're not. You're old enough to be like my young aunt. Well, it's nice to be thought that I'm very young. I always thought that I had my mom's genes because my mom looks a lot younger than she is. But actually my dad looks young for his age too. My dad probably looks like he's, I don't know, in his 40s. The picture that I put up of the three of us, that was taken a couple of years ago. I think, let's see. That was the last visit before we were at the beach, and it was the last visit before my grandfather died in 2017. That's when that was. So that was like New Year's of like 2016, 2017, I think, in there. Lots of comments. Mom moved to Texas when I was born. I'll be 41 in 15 days. Well, happy birthday soon. It's been raining and 90 degrees here in Chicago. Yeah. Like the sun was shining and it was raining. I bet there was a rainbow out there. People think my daughter is in junior high. She does not weigh enough to donate blood. I never have donated blood. I've thought about it, but I don't know. Needles scare me. No debt today, but I've been there. Okay, thank you. That makes me feel better. But thank you so much for that $20. So is that Canadian? Is that what that means? CA? I don't know what that means, but Caroline is 20. She's so pretty, and she looks just like you. I love the pictures that you post on Facebook. Are you collecting money for your mom? No, I'm not. My parents are fine on that. So no, I'm not. My mom actually just last year, she is old enough for Medicare. So she's on Medicare, and then she also has supplemental insurance on top of that. So she has. We're hoping that they won't have to pay very much at all for her transplant, but they don't know what the final costs are going to be yet. So that's why they're not putting a lot towards my undergraduate degree. So they're kind of waiting on that, and I'm fine with that. So very Canadian. Super chat is just always an option if you want to give to the person hosting the channel. Yeah, it is, but it's not. This is not why I'm doing the live stream. I just think it's fun interacting quickly like this rather than in comments, especially lately. I haven't been able to get to my comments super quick, and then I haven't had a lot of time for watching videos either. I feel so far behind on videos. Yeah, I am talking directly to you, every single one of you. I really am. I was kind of kidding, but actually I really am. It's kind of fun. I don't know where Lucy is. I closed my door, so I don't know where Lucy is. Do you watch any YouTube channels outside of personal finance? Yeah, I waste a lot of time watching Sims 4 videos. I watch, mostly I watch the Sim Supply. He's just he cracks me up. He's so funny. So that's, and then I'll watch, recipe videos, even though I never cook anything. And I get pulled into recommendations, and next thing you know, you're watching some guy use a a scythe to like cut the grass. Yeah, I watched that one. I don't know if anybody else saw that one, but you just like get sucked in and you just keep watching. Jewelry making tutorials. You make jewelry. And you make it to sell it, don't you, Danny? True crime, missing children. That would freak me out. Like, I don't even have my own kids, and I couldn't watch missing children stuff. That's too scary. If you ever come to North Central West Virginia, let me know, and we will treat you to dinner. I would love to come. I would love to come in. I've been through West Virginia, but I've never visited there. Oh my gosh, Money Mom. Have any of you watched the YouTube channel Ask the Mortician? No, I've never heard of that one. Oh, another one is Curiosity Inc. I totally got sucked into. He buys like antiques and sells. He buys and sells like different antiques, and he bought a whole house. He's from Canada. He bought a whole house, and he is like, oh my gosh, like he's so sweet and so caring about this house that he bought. And it was an artist that, like a potter, and she happened to be a hoarder and just like had all this stuff, and he like cleaned through all the house, and then he redid the house and just kind of like was very just like sweet and caring with the way that he like recreated the house to make it livable again. And now that that's over, it's like kind of sad, but it's like his personality is so fun. It's just kind of fun to see what his next adventure will be. So yeah, my YouTube always goes down my mukbang route if I let it do its thing. I've never heard that term before. That's funny. A great Netflix recommendation is Dirty Money. Well, yeah, I was hoping I would get Netflix back this summer, but that's something I'm doing without. And there's a new season of Grey's Anatomy. I haven't seen it. Yeah. Congrats. Congrats on the sell. Did I make something? I did make something. Like $50. Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. That's really cool. I'm not very good at putting things together. Yeah. I'm very detail oriented, but like I can't see like the end result that I want to like create things like that. I don't know if that makes sense. I commented on Alicia's video about what was it, the collab that she did. Oh my gosh, I've been doing videos all day, just so you know. What was the collab? The personality collab, and I commented on her video about how like I am so detail oriented. I don't even see the tree, let alone the whole forest, because I'm so busy looking at the leaf and little sticks that come off the branches. Like I don't even see a whole tree, let alone a forest. Like that's how detail oriented I am. Yeah. Please make a bridal veil for Rachel. I'm not getting married. I don't know where you have this in your mind. I'm not getting married. I don't know anybody to marry. I don't know anyone that is eligible. The only men that I know in my life right now is my dad and my brother, and I ain't marrying them. I know I'm from Kentucky, but we really don't do that here. My job search. No, there are no jobs. Like yesterday, I read all the job postings, and in this one district, and every single one of them was either preschool, assistant, or middle school. Like not a single elementary teacher. So that's kind of driving me crazy. But I know that more will come available, especially as it gets closer to school. All right, thanks. Yeah, I'll need a veil if I get married, but I'm not planning on it. When the time comes, Danny can make the veil and I'll make your bouquet. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm confident. I'm not confident that I'll get married, but I am confident that I'll find a job. Did you search Indeed? Indeed. I don't know what Indeed is. I teach elementary, like K through 5. Oh my gosh, I bet that cake will be delicious. Q can sing it. Do you sing, Q? I didn't know you sung. Have I missed some videos where you sang? Or are you just handing out jobs? I'll YouTube it. I'll live stream the wedding. I guess the groom would have to be okay with that, though. I got a job for house parent at a group home, but I can't do it. Oh, Indeed is like monster. Yeah, I tried that a long time ago when I was first looking for okay, I don't know why I held that comment, but there you go. I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, I tried like monster.com a long time ago before I ever had my first teaching job, but that doesn't really, you kind of have to like apply directly to the schools, like directly to each individual school. Like you have to apply to the district that you want, and then like apply to the principals directly at each school, because they're kind of like their own little entity, basically. Do you have any teaching networking things around you? No, not that I know of. I don't know of any. No vocals. Okay, well, you can read a poem at my wedding, Q. Would you ever live in a different state? I thought about that in the past, but it's fairly easy, depending on the state, to transfer your certification over state lines. But I am certified only in the state of Kentucky. I would be willing to move or go to another state, except not now, not with my mom being sick. And I, like, it's taken me a long time to get home, but, like, I'm home now, and like, I kind of want to be home. I mean, I guess I could try to maybe teach in Indiana, which is right across the river, but I also don't want to drive through that traffic every day. I mean, I'm really not too concerned about a job. Hopefully I get one sooner rather than later. But I know that even if I don't find a teaching job, I know that I can sub, and I can sub in the private schools and the public schools, and then like supplement my income some other way with that. So I know that I'll still be able to earn money. It's just kind of like, how much am I going to be able to earn? That's the question. I hope you find something soon. Thank you, Dawn. Yeah, I trust that I will. There's more and more jobs posted as it gets closer to school starting. Unfortunately, I won't have that much time to set up a classroom, but it's fine. It'll be all right. I may have missed it, but have you had any interviews yet? No, I haven't, which that really stinks too. There haven't been any jobs. There have been preschool positions, assistant positions, which is like an hourly rate, and then there's also middle school positions, but no elementary. You can do online teaching with VIP kids. I've looked into that, and I don't think I'm bubbly enough for that. Like, you have to be extremely animated and extremely, extremely peppy the whole time. I don't think I can. I don't know that I can do that. I know a lot of teachers do it and they love it, but I don't know. You have a July 4th race. You mean a July 4th race, like a 5K race? There will be a job for you. Someone will quit last minute, which opens up. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm counting on. I know there's been a lot of issues in the public schools lately. Actually, like there's been a lot of not strikes, but like the whole county is out because all the teachers are going to the state capitol and essentially protesting. There's been a lot of stuff with pensions and they've been like kind of taking away the teacher's pension and all of that. And so I actually was in a private school, and I was happy not to deal with all of that, but I'm actually hoping to get a position in the public schools because I can make a lot more money in the public schools than I was making at my last school. And so I'm kind of hoping that a lot of teachers leave in the public schools because of all the turmoil that's going on, and I can kind of like swoop in and take one of those positions and just kind of like work there for a couple of years. And like I know that there's issues going on with the pensions and stuff like that, but like I would basically be just starting, and so whatever new thing they're doing with the pensions, it won't really affect me. Like if I had been teaching for 15 years and then they take the pension away like 10 years before I'm supposed to retire, like I'd be pretty upset about that. So I'm kind of hoping that I can kind of like swoop in and take somebody's position because they leave. I know, like, I don't know, like, is that terrible to think that way? I kind of feel bad, but I know someone who does VIP kids and they are not peppy. Are they peppy in the VIP kid video? Because I saw somebody like they posted a video about how it works and what they do, and I just think I don't know. It zaps a lot of energy for me to be that peppy. That's why I love teaching kindergarten, but I think it just takes a lot of energy, and you have to be like constantly go go go. So I kind of would like to teach something a little bit more subdued, like an older grade. I think like second or third grade would probably be my sweet spot. The kids still love school and they love to try to please the teacher, but they're also more independent than kindergarten is. So it's kind of what I'm thinking. You have a great personality. Well, thank you. I thought about teaching after I retire. My kids say I would make a great teacher. I think you would. Yeah. There's a lot of people that they do go into teaching after they retire from their job. So it's a good thing, you know. Oh my goodness, it's already 8:52. Oh. I do middle school. I actually taught middle school for a year. I was emergency certified in order to teach it, and you can only be emergency certified once. And so I can't teach it again unless I go back to school. But my very first year teaching, I taught intervention, which is not special education, but it's like you have to do a lot of data on the kids because if they still don't succeed with like it's not quite one-on-one, but it's like small group and intervention, like you intervene in their learning to like help them out. And if they're still not struggling, then you have the data to show like the student should be recommended for special education, or it could just be maybe it's just something that they missed in school. And so I actually taught middle school for a year. I did work with sixth grade for a little bit, but for about 2 or 3 weeks, and then I basically worked with seventh grade. And I mean, it wasn't so bad. I actually could see myself as a middle school teacher if I had to, but I'd rather not. It's too much drama in middle school. There's a lot of drama in kindergarten too, but you know, it's a different kind. My daughter's 12. They're all great kids. Generation Z. Yeah. I taught behavioral kids for a year. I was not a fan. I didn't know you did that. Wait, did you teach? Did I know that? Did I not know that? Yeah, some of my intervention kids were kind of behavioral kids. It was tough. But yeah. It's also the county that I taught in at that time. It's a very, very rural county. So it's a whole different kind of setting. Taught school. Now that sounds familiar. I don't know why. I don't like. I don't know if I knew that or not, but it kind of sounds familiar. Taught school. I don't know. Sorry. So I put like a question poll to see like what day of the week is best for doing a live stream. And at first it was like Tuesday was in the lead, and now like Saturday seems to be the best day. But this week, with it being 4th of July weekend, and I have family that's coming in this weekend, so it's like, well, I'll go ahead and do Tuesday, but like, I don't know if Saturday is better, then I can do Saturday. I think Thursday, like only one person said Thursday. What is one random fact that we don't know about you, Rachel? I don't know how many of you know this, but I actually can play the violin. Don knows that because he's been following my channel for a long time. I used to do Music Mondays on my channel. I love alliteration, so that's why I do that. But I've somewhat dropped the alliteration. I still do Money Mondays and Financial Fridays, but looking at the schedule in the future, like, I'm gonna have to post my budget on a different day than Friday because it just wouldn't make sense to do it on a Friday. So I had the night off. I wouldn't be here otherwise. I was Saturday vote. I got lucky today. Okay. So I think, yeah, I do weigh in Wednesday too. Yeah. That's smart. I got to finish editing that video for tomorrow. I filmed a whole bunch of videos today. If I count this one, this is my 9th video today. So I'm like way ahead, but now I have a lot of editing to do. So, I'm looking slender. That's, I don't know why. I gained weight this week. I did awesome with my exercise, but I gained weight this week. So yeah. Anyway. But thanks. I am still trying. I'm trying hard. I promised my sons I would cook them some Nashville hot chicken. I don't know that I've ever had that. Like, I've heard of it. I watch a lot of cooking shows on TV and stuff, but I don't know that I've ever had Nashville chicken. Okay. Bye, Money Mom. I know I started a little late, but I'm actually going to go ahead and like wrap up here soon too. So, excuse me, if there are any last minute questions or just comments that you want to give me, then that'll be good. So this was fun. The violin. Check out Mary Ben Ari. She was super dope. Okay, I'll have to check her out. Yeah, I'm glad you were here too, Alicia. So I will probably do my next live stream next week. Let me look at my calendar. So next week is on Saturday instead of Tuesday. So that'll be the 13th. I have to look at my schedule, but I'm thinking the 13th will be the next time I do a live stream. Just didn't work out because of family. Family's coming in Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I think they're leaving Sunday. It's actually I have a family reunion on Saturday. Thank you, Dawn. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off as well and say thank you so much, everybody, for coming in and hanging out with me. I kind of like it. I like being able to interact like right away rather than, through the comments and waiting. And I mean, I love interacting through the comments, but like there's no waiting involved with the comments. This is all like instantaneous. So have a great celebration weekend. Yes. I guess you're in Canada, so like you have a different Independence Day, but you do have an Independence Day, right? But yeah, it's holiday weekend, our 4th of July, and then we have a family reunion on Saturday, which I think my aunt is kind of silly for having it the first Saturday in July because people probably want to do. Canada Day was yesterday. Oh, well, congrats. I was going to say congrats, but what? I don't know. Happy Canada Day. Is that what you say? Happy Canada Day? Okay. It's like, why is it holding? Did you hear that? That's my phone goes off every night at 9 to tell me it's time to go to bed, and I never listen to it. I always go to bed at like midnight, 1 o'clock. I try to go to bed on time. Yeah. So okay. I guess I'm saying goodbye. I'm terrible at goodbyes. So bye. Have a good night.